So many of us are feeling comfortable to travel again, but if a plane isn't your thing, jump in your car and explore getaways that aren't far from home. Lorraine Simpson is here to share her latest local travel experience in Ontario. Now, Lorraine, you love travel. We can all see this and we all know this, but tell me, how do you feel about the staycation? Do you like a mix of staycations and vacations?
I do, Tracy, because for me, any experience is a travel experience. You've heard me say this throughout the pandemic, no matter where you go. And everywhere I go around the world, and I've been to over 100 countries, I hear the same thing. Oh, Niagara Falls, it's absolutely on my bucket list. So there's so much for everyone, and it is absolutely world-renowned. Now, I want to jump in first off with my very first tip, and that is think about location. Now, if you're going to stay near Niagara Falls, stay right overlooking Niagara Falls. I stayed at the Marriott Falls View and it was absolutely stunning. I had a view right over the main Horseshoe Falls, and at night the lights went on it, and then in the summertime you could even see the fireworks. We didn't see the fireworks because we were a little too early, but they're on now, and it's just a superb place to stay. So think about that first of all. And then we also took the funicular down to dinner at the Table Rock, which was fantastic too.
Very cool. And I saw all those posts and I was like, yes, the falls never disappoint. So what experiences will get us close to the falls?
Oh, you want to get even closer to the falls? Well, how about behind the falls? You can do that. So you're first going to take a journey behind the falls. So you have to descend 125 feet and explore the 130-year-old tunnels, which has been cut through the bedrock. And when you get close, you can actually feel it in your chest. You know, like when you're at a concert and you get that boom, boom, boom. It's a bit like that. And you really can feel the thunder of all this water, because at the end of the day, it is a fifth of the world's fresh water. And it's just pounding over the falls. Absolutely unbelievable. And you will get a bit wet, but maybe in the summer you won't mind that.
The falls are so powerful. That's got to feel amazing to walk behind them. Very cool.
Absolutely, Tracy. And then you can go on the white water walk. Now, this is above the falls, so you'll be walking and you have a first-hand lesson in the raw power and peril of Niagara's River Class 6 whitewater rapids, and that's some of the wildest in North America. The roar of the river provides deceptive calmness and perfect ambience for your walk among the many platforms, and of course you can get some brilliant Instagrammable moments right up there. I think it's a really good thing to do, and you learn about the geology and the Niagara Gorge and the plant and animal life that you might see when you visit Niagara Parks.
Okay, very cool. Now we're going from the water to the sky. If you're not afraid of heights, what can we enjoy?
Well, I am afraid of heights, but that's okay. You know, you've got to do something. Take one for the team, right? So let's talk about the Sky Wheel. The Sky Wheel is Canada's largest observation wheel. It's 175 feet high, and you can see everything: Horseshoe Falls, Niagara River, all the landmarks, and it takes about 8 minutes, which is plenty of time for more Instagrammable moments. Now, Tracy, after that, after being that high up, I was a little less afraid of heights, so I decided I would take the helicopter. Wow, oh my gosh, it was unbelievable. So Niagara Helicopters is the longest running helicopter company for tourism in the world. I didn't realize that. And they have state-of-the-art helicopters, and they do kind of a figure-of-8 loop-de-loop around it. Not loop-de-loop that way, but a loop-de-loop that way, so that everybody in the helicopter gets a really good view of both sides. And I felt quite like royalty, I have to say.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's talk about eating like royalty. It's a must. The food is a must when you're enjoying some time away. So what did you enjoy there?
Well, I actually found some new places for me which are now added to my list. First off, I had afternoon tea, or as we call it in Canada, high tea, at the Flour Mill, and it was superb. Chef Andrew's scones were to die for. Of course, you always have to think about going to Massimo's restaurant, our good friend Massimo. I love his restaurant, and the view overlooking the falls, I mean, it's just fantastic. It's at the Sheraton at the falls. Absolutely beautiful food. And I also already mentioned that we had dinner at the Table Rock, which I also thought was great. And again, that view. That's what you come for, right?
Can we talk wine now? Wine country so close. Do you like red or white, Lorraine?
Do I have to choose that? Look, I come from Europe, and in Europe, wine is often cheaper than water. So why do I have to choose red or white or rosé or whatever? I mean, wine is wine. And I have to say, I do love a good wine tour. So if I had to pick a day, this was my favorite part of my 3-day action-packed visit to Niagara Falls. And the city of Niagara Falls, but now we're going outside of the city of Niagara Falls into the Niagara region and going to see some of the wineries. I started my day off before we went to have some booze on an e-bike, and I rented a beautiful sort of e-bike. It looked actually very much like a regular bicycle, but of course it has the power, which is perfect for me. And that was really great. It was from Snap e-bikes, and then we got picked up for our wine tour, which was fantastic. We were picked up by Brewery Distillery Tours, and I'm absolutely really glad we got picked up, because I tell you, this was not just a wine tour, this was a wine, beer and spirits tour. So by the end of the day, I don't even remember if I actually said goodbye. But anyway, we had a brilliant day. We went to Peller Estates, went in their ice room, went to see the ice wine. We tasted a whole bunch of wines, and then we had a tasting lunch. And this is now my favorite restaurant in the region. It was absolutely superb. After that, we went over to Trieste, and I met some amazing girls who were on their bachelorette party, and we just had such a laugh. They had a blast, and we tasted more wine there, which was great. We went into the cellar, and then finally we went to Wayne Gretzky's, where we had beer and wine and spirits, or I believe we had spirits, but by that time I'm not sure I remember. But at the end of this, it was an amazing day, and I absolutely needed my spa treatment at Christian Spa. But it was overlooking the falls. I mean, what a way to end a perfect few days in the region of Niagara Falls, the city of Niagara Falls. It was absolutely brilliant. Loved it.
Sounds incredible. And the takeaway, get a ride, everyone. If you're going to have fun, get a lift. So lastly, if you're planning a trip with friends, why not make it memorable and personalize it, right, Lorraine?
Yes, you can get all sorts. Now, you've got some things there, Tracy. Right, and these came from Topped with Glitter, and it's a small business, and you know we love to support small businesses. And these can be personalized, like, you know, tumblers or wine tags or name tags. And it's really good to give to your friends. Like, let's say there's a group of you all going together, and you can get something to remember your trip by. And it's just such a lovely thing to do. And I love always giving gifts, and everybody always has a lovely smile on their face. So definitely do that, but there's loads more in the area to do. You've got to have a great time no matter where you go and when you go and what time of year to go. It is one of the best places in the world.
I'm going to follow in all of your footsteps and do all of that good stuff. Lorraine, thank you so much.